Greetings from Chandrasekhar Nene. I study international relations and geopolitics. Along with me is Mr. Ishwar, who is doing the videography here. Welcome to Maha MTB. I am going to say two things. One is a very happy thing and one is a very sad thing. The first, let me start with the happy thing. I have started doing these videos since April, and this is my 98th video. So very soon we will be completing 100 videos. All this has been possible because of the enthusiasm shown by the viewers, and it's all thanks to MTB and viewers that I am able to do so many videos. I am happy that I am able to convey some information to you, some good information about our geopolitics, nearby India, even the global geopolitics. So that is the part of the good news. The sad news is, the video which I did before this, it was about collapse of Pakistan. In that video, I had mentioned that a collapsing nation will not go away quietly. They will try their utmost to disturb India, and one of the tactics they do for disturbing India is to trouble Hindus not only within Pakistan but also within the nearby countries. This is what they have done in Bangladesh. Last week, during the Durga Puja celebrations, there were some very virulent and violent riots against the Hindus of Bangladesh. The riots actually started in Comilla, which is a town in the southeastern section of Bangladesh, near Chittagong. Chittagong is a port in the east of Bangladesh. So in Chittagong district, on the major city is Comilla. In that Comilla, there is an area called Nunum Digi. In that area, this violence started. What they did, Durga Puja celebration, they published a false video of showing the Quran, which is the holy book of Islam, at the feet of Durga Mata. Now it is established that this was a completely false video. Somebody would have done some kind of Photoshop or something like that, and they just said that Hindus are insulting Islam. This video, along with this kind of comments and inflammatory remarks by a few mullahs and maulvis there, actually enraged the Muslim population to go and attack the Hindus who stayed there. So they attacked the properties of Hindus, they molested Hindu women and their daughters, and they made so much ruckus that Hindus had to finally leave that area. So Comilla, this happened. Then south of Comilla, again in the same district, there is a place called Noakhali, which is very famous, which is very notorious, because in 1946 in Noakhali there were riots by the instigation of Muhammad Ali Jinnah on the Direct Action Day in 1946. The riots were so severe that in that at that time it was a small village, in that small village 5,000 Hindus were killed. Mahatma Gandhi went there to quell the riots. He was also unsuccessful. He proclaimed that the then Chief Minister of Bengal, Mr. Shahid Surawardi, was the instigator of these riots. That Surawardi later on went on to become Prime Minister of Pakistan also, but as luck would have it, the Pathan Pakistanis never liked the Bengalis. They used to call them the illiterate, black, dwarf Bengalis. So they kicked him out, and finally he died penniless, and he actually got the same thing back from his own co-religionist. Anyway, so again in Noakhali these riots took place. In Noakhali there is an ISKCON temple. ISKCON, as you know, is Islamic Society for Krishna Consciousness, formed by Bhaktivedanta Sri Swami Prabhupada, and this ISKCON society has temples all across the world. Its headquarters is in Juhu in Mumbai, but that temple was desecrated, the temple property was burnt out. One of the disciples in the temple, Mr. Parthodas, was killed by the rioters, and the riots went on across Bangladesh. Bangladeshi government tried to quell that riot. Now actually statements are coming from various ministers of the government. One of the ministers said that we intend to go back to our secular constitutions, constitution of 1972. Those of you remember, in 1971, India fought for liberating Bangladesh. The Bangladesh was under the heel of Pakistani military. Most of them were Pathans and Punjabis, and they raped and looted the entire Bangladesh. It was the rape of a country. So all of the Bangladeshis ran away, Hindus, Muslims, everybody. And where will they go? They came into India. India had to give them shelter because finally they were of the we were one country just a little bit before. So we gave them shelters, we fed them, we paid, and we actually sent our army to liberate Bangladesh. We liberated Bangladesh, and chief of Bangladesh, the East Pakistan was renamed as Bangladesh. The chief was Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And very importantly, we must remember that the national anthem of Bangladesh is actually Amar Sonar Bangla, is actually written by Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, a Hindu. So Bengali identity actually overpowered the Islamic identity at that time. Everything was going on very well, but the Pakistan supporters within Bangladesh were not quiet, and we didn't do a good job of weeding them out. So after a few years, they actually managed to kill Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his entire family to take up power. And General Ziaur Rahman actually took power. Only one small child of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman luckily escaped because she was not in Dhaka that day. Her name is Sheikh Hasina, and she is the current ruler of Bangladesh. So she is a friend of India. She is pro-India, and she is against this rioting which is going on. This rioting is instigated by Pakistan supporters and Islamists in Bangladesh, and they are creating all these problems. But here, an important distinction we have to bear in mind, although the riots are there, now the riots are quietened because government has taken action and things like that. Some 450 people are put behind bars. But all the time such riots happen, even by spreading false news in social media. This entire episode of Quran at the feet of Durga Mata and all was falsehood propagated to instigate riots. But the riots do happen because the population of Hindus in Bangladesh is steadily reducing. In 1947, when it was East Pakistan, the population of East Bengal was actually 30%. In 1970, the population had already come down to 20%. 10% had migrated out of Bangladesh. They of course came to, out of East Pakistan, they of course came to India. But then in 1980, it had reduced further to 13.5%, and today it is actually 8.5%, and it is still reducing further. Why it is reducing? Because because these riots prompt the Hindus to leave their country and go to India. This is the reason why Indian government had to get that agreement of CAA, because CAA is actually supporting these Hindus which are being persecuted across our neighborhood. Where else they will go? They will have to be sheltered in India, and that's what India has done the right thing by giving shelter to them. But along with that, we also have to do something further. We have to instigate all these countries about their pre-Islamic culture. Like Bangladesh, take an example, whose national anthem is written by a Hindu, whose actually entire culture is a Hindu culture. The Bangladeshi women, Muslim women in marriage, they put the tika, they actually have Mangal Sutra, and all the Hindu rituals are followed because they have not forgotten their culture. Arabic is not their mother tongue is still Bengali, and all this needs to be enhanced, it needs to be brought in more and more, because this is the only way to say that your religion may have changed but your culture is same, our culture and your culture is same, and we should all be together in this, and this is the way to counter this trend. But the progressive journalists in India is a different breed altogether. We have to do some treatment for that breed also. They have started saying that Bangladesh riots took place because in India there were excessive action taken against the Muslims. No such thing, nothing could be further from truth. There were riots in Bangladesh for the last 20 years. There have been 3,600 riots in Bangladesh. There are riots in Afghanistan, there are riots always in Pakistan against the Hindus and Sikhs and the minority population. India doesn't have to do anything to provoke them, they do it themselves, they don't need any provocation. Actually, this theory of provocation is needed by the progressive journalists, so-called progressive journalists, because they have to keep on justifying that anything wrong being done on Hindus is their own fault. If they had their own way, they would perhaps want all Hindus to be purgated out of India, and then there will be a quietude everywhere. Very funny breed of journalists these are. We must not give any attention to them. In fact, even speaking about them, sometimes I feel that I should not do that. But these people in the editorial side, because of the excessive actions against Muslims in India, this is happening in Bangladesh. It's completely falsehood. It is happening in Bangladesh because Pakistan is instigating it. Pakistan is doing it because Pakistan is on its death throes right now. So they want to create as much disturbance as they can. We have to make sure that we don't fall into this trap. We have to enhance the secular identity. In fact, one Bangladeshi minister has said so that in 1972 we had a secular constitution. That was a constitution written at Bangabandhu's time. We want to go back to that. We don't want this to be an Islamic republic. Let us hope this kind of feelings are nurtured more. Let us hope this continues, and let us hope that there is peace around for Hindus all over the neighborhood. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please propagate it and share it with your friends. If you have not pressed the bell icon till now, please place it so that we can immediately let you know the new videos, and please keep giving your comments. They give us more and more. This is actually out of a comment by one viewer that I am making this video, and thanks again for watching the video.